Hi, I'm Debbie Clement-Large and welcome to Why Follow the Herd. In this episode, we're going to be having a look at some of the conditioning we receive as we grow up and the influence that has on our lives. Let's have a look and share the story. So conditioning is a huge part of our lives and how we grow up. Now, when we go through school, we get loads of conditioning. We get loads of conditioning on the ways to think, on the ways to be, to act, to behave. And we also get some of that before as well, before we even attend school. But I was having a really interesting conversation with an authority, a local authority, who was talking about education and wanting to look at the curriculum even that would provide children that were leaving school and higher education to be able to fulfill some of the jobs that were around now. And that concerned me a little bit because I don't want the conditioning of education to just pigeonhole you to fulfilling a vacancy that is potentially around in the city in which you live. For me, education is about expanding the mind, finding the greatness, finding the gift within that individual that they have to give the world. This is really important. And it's a 180 degrees turn from what they were saying. Now, how do we know when a child goes into education, what the jobs are going to look like when they come out? Things are changing so fast. Now, if you want to find out some more about this, check out Sir Ken Robinson, especially his TED talk around how schools kill creativity. He has some amazing insights around the education system. Now, I'm talking from a coach perspective and I'm talking from a mum as well. Now, my daughter is in school and she's coming up to her GCSEs. But I like to think that she is finding her greatness. She is finding who she is, that she's not being conditioned as such, but given an expansion of thought. But in saying that, I know we've all been conditioned to a part. I was conditioned to believe that leaving school, you went and got a job. And actually, that was the message that my conversation with that authority was coming out with, that they were conditioning the school leavers to find a job. But what about entrepreneurship? What about exploring new avenues, being creative, looking at technology, looking at new ways of being and new ways of doing things? There is much more than just going into a job. And there is nothing wrong with fulfilling a role. But let's think about some people are leaders, they're inspirers, they're creatives. They want to change and disrupt and look at the world in a different way. And it's these people that create some wonderful change and new ways of thinking and new ways of being. And we want to celebrate all this. Celebrate those who are interested in traditional roles, but also those who are new thinkers, inspiring, the leaders of tomorrow. So let's have a look at our conditioning. So I went through school quite a while ago, and I was conditioned to doing the certain subjects that would get me a job. Entrepreneurship was something that was never, ever talked about. But I went into a role, I studied for another 6 years, I became a chartered management accountant. I was good at it, but did it fulfill me? Did it give me a sense of bliss? No. Was maths and finance something that absolutely wonderfully ticked my boat? No. I'd never really thought about going in that direction. It just sort of happened, and I felt that's where I was going rather than me leading the situation. I let life lead me at that point. Now, for a lot of people, they will get into that situation and they will stay there because it feels hard, you feel stuck. I felt stuck. Moving on was difficult. And I say that consciously because that's how I felt at the time. I felt stuck. It felt difficult to move. Now I know different now, because I know the power that we can have over our thinking to change how we feel about any situation. But I didn't back then. So we can create the life that we want. We don't need to carry on feeling conditioned, because where does that leave us? It leaves us in a place where we feel just doing the work for the sake of it. 9 out of 10 people I've seen in a study say work just for the money. But there is more to work than just going for the money. Yes, the money is nice and we need the money to put food on the table and to live in our houses. But also, what about fulfillment? What about following your bliss? What about satisfaction? What about the joy of expressing who you are and being creative? These are important things too. So, where are you now? How do you feel about what you're doing? As Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. Are you following your bliss? Know that you can follow your bliss, that it's baby steps. We don't always need to take a big leap of faith, although we can. We could also take it in increments, a little step by little step, which is what I did. I had shifted my belief, I shifted my skills, I shifted what I knew step by baby step by baby step. And when I look back, I've made a huge journey, but it was all done gradually, lovingly, supportively. And I learned to support myself. Are you ready to learn to support yourself and condition yourself in the way that you want to be conditioned, and not look back and allow society's conditioning to play out the role that your life unfolds? Are you ready to take a bit more control? Then that's fantastic. So if you are in that place, know that there is lots of things that you can do. One of the first things is there are plenty of books. One of the books you can read, of course, is 8 Ways to Mind Your Own Business, Strategy and Mindset for the New Entrepreneur, which is a book I wrote with Clara Rose. Now, if you're looking and thinking like I was in the workplace, that didn't satisfy me, that book will help you not only with the strategy, but with a mindset to help you move and shift in the direction that you really want. And if you're interested in finding out more and you are a new business owner or a new entrepreneur, you can head over to the channel that I co-founded with Clara Rose called The Heart and Mind of Business on YouTube. So there is so much you can do. Get on one of my courses, my online coaching programs, hire me as a coach or somebody else. Make sure you resonate with the person you're going to work with. Open your eyes to the new opportunities. All about shifting your belief. There is so much wonder in this world. You don't want to get back to the end and look back one day and think, what if? It's not about living a life of regrets. It's about living your life to the full. I know that's what I'm ready to do, and I hope you are too. And I'm guessing you are if you're watching me now. So what step are you going to do today that moves you closer to your dream? And what are you waiting for? Are you going to get on and do it? I hope so. Leave a comment below. Let me know what it is that you're doing today and how you can really move what you want forward. Also, if you want to know more and listen to more of these videos, you can subscribe with the button below, or you can check out my website on whyfollowtheherd.com. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to sharing some time with you next week.